Shh! It's me. I'm here early. Don't tell anybody. Seriously though, hi guys. How's everybody doing? Let's see. 1 second. I'm gonna fix the webcam. I should have done this before I started, and I forgot that it was gonna be an issue. My webcam refuses to save anymore, and so it switches back to like default white values and screws the lighting up. How's everybody doing today? There we go. Here we go. So today we're gonna play some Overwatch, which I'm very excited about, and it's like a hug for my neck. It feels interesting. So today we're gonna play some Overwatch. We're gonna have some other cool stuff going. To get everything going. Hope everybody's doing good. Let's see. So today we're gonna try some new stuff today. I got some new stuff going on. So the first thing we're gonna do today is start Overwatch. Quick play. Here we go. How's everybody doing today?
Traveling to Route 66.
Oh, thank you, Justin. I don't know who your friends are that sent you over, but thank you. It's really cool to hear.
Prepare to attack.
And thank you for stopping by.
Select your hero.
Anybody giving me a little bit of their time is greatly appreciated. Why is my Xbox controller disconnected? There we go. Why did that happen? I don't know. Really hope it's not. I don't think it's low. Doesn't show you anymore, does it? Does it? Oh yeah, it is low. It's like stupid low. Okay. How are you today, Justin? You having a good day? You having a good weekend? We're gonna play Zenyatta.
The warrior's greatest weapon is patience.
Check me out.
Right. This is where I picked up the damn ingrate.
I'm excited. This is the first time I've streamed in like 2 weeks.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
So,
This is no time standing around.
let's move.
Hello. Let's keep the skies clear together.
We're gonna put that in a new place. So, we're trying a new format out today, where I've decided to switch some things up in the stream. Why do you keep changing your name? And you should be sending people in here, Survivalist. What are you doing not sending people in here? That's all I do too, Survivalist, hence why I never stream. How you doing, man? Oh, I just got creamed. How you been, man? Working? Isn't that exciting? Isn't that a fun part of life? Tell me about it. So we're trying out a new format today. So I'm trying to find a way to focus the channel and make it less work on me, and yet still maintain it so that we can. So that trying to focus it in so that it's less work for me and it's more focused to get the viewers kind of together. Because right now I have two pools of viewers is the way it is, and so we have the people that come for the rants and the people that come for the gameplay and the live stream. I'm trying to merge those two audiences. And so today, this is the first stream where this fancy little timer here, when that's up, I'm gonna do a live on-air stream for the Glass trailer that released at San Diego Comic-Con a day and a half ago. And how about you go to the person that's critical? And we're just gonna keep that going all morning. So anytime I have rants to do, I'm going to do them live. I'm going to set timers, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm pretty excited about it.
My ultimate is ready.
Oh, damn it. How you been, though? What you been playing? 7 days, or... You know, it's funny. I actually just got into beta, and I don't want to talk about it too much. It's for a survival game. I'm pretty sure I can talk about it if I read the terms correctly, and I want to read the terms again before I talk too much about it. I believe the gameplay for it is under non-disclosure, but talking about it is not under non-disclosure. So I can talk about it all I want, I just can't play it. And I'm kind of excited about it. If there's a survival game that I'm going to get into, it sounds like it'll probably be this one, so I'm interested to see. I haven't had a chance to actually play it yet, though. So, we'll see. I'm trying to be cautious and curious about it. You done anything cool with your summer? Woo! Should have seen that coming. I haven't touched 7 days in much longer than that. Since whenever the last time I played with Sauce was.
Is a flimsy shield.
I'll look at my email after this, because I think I'll have time after this before I stream. Before the... I'm trying to figure... There we go.
I'm moving the payload.
Uh-oh. There we go.
This is not the end.
Into the iris.
We have 3 people running support. This is funny. Surrender, surrender. I know most of those are hitting the shield.
Valkyrie is ready.
Car truck, the best thing that has ever happened. That's awesome. Your first car is a wonderful thing that you will always remember. When I had my first car, so my grandparents got me my first car. Somebody at their church had it. Like, they bought it for their boyfriend like 20 years before that. And they stopped dating the guy after like 6 months. And so they took the car and they just let it sit in their driveway, and they weren't using it for like 20 years. And so they're like, ah, here, have it. It's just like brand new. It's just sitting in a driveway. And so my grandparents bought this car, or got this car from them for free and gave it to me. And my there's a funny ending to this story. So one day it dies when I'm at the gas station. It just turns off and never turns back, which is terrible.
No one can
I didn't
hide
get to
from
run.
light.
Which is terrible. So it turns off one day at the gas station and never turns back on. And my dad and my grandfather, they like take it to this guy to get it fixed. Okay, that's cool, right? I might move that glass
Play of the game.
trailer kind of up. What is that? So anyway, they take it to this guy to get it fixed. And, I don't know where it's at, because I don't have a car at the time. I'm borrowing other people's cars. And they're the ones that have kind of taken it upon themselves to worry about it. So they're taking it to this guy and that guy, and they're trying to get it fixed, and they take it to multiple places. And about once a week, I go up to them and I go, where's my car? What's going on with it? You know, because I'm paying for this stuff. I'm just not involved in the actual moving it around to these different people. And one day, it's been like 2 weeks, and I haven't really checked in on the car, and I go up to them and I go, where's my car at right now? What have we ever decided about that? And they go, oh, we sold it. It's gone. I was so upset. That was the way I lost my first car. I don't even know what they did with it. They like took it to a scrapyard or something, I think they told me. But it was like, really? You can't just get rid of somebody's car. That's lame, bro. You can't just do that. You don't just sell somebody's car. But your first car is awesome. It was awesome. You can cruise. You can come visit me and Sauce. You can come visit Sauce, and you can come visit me someday. So why change your name back? Did you want to be more authentic? More
Select
personable?
a hero.
Five minutes until I rant about the new Glass trailer. I should rant about my feelings on Overwatch getting rid of a whole class and shoving everybody into the mysterious damage class,
Angela,
which I still think is a weird choice.
I could say the same for you.
Damage. Look at it. It's ridiculous. It just looks ridiculous.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I lost sound when my
Round
controller
one.
disconnected for half a
Capture
second.
the objective.
I have so my first car I ever bought on my own, I still have. I've had it for 10 years. I've had it since I think I was 19. It's my, yeah, I'll be 19 because I've had it for 10 years, and I turn 29 next week. I turn 29 next week because next week's my birthday, so you better be here. I don't want to celebrate alone. And I bought it, and it is like, it's the love of my life. It's just a tiny little crappy little Ford Focus. But I've had it for 10 years, and it's been through everything with me. It's moved across the country with me. I basically lived in it for a short period of time. It like means the world to me.
I can do better than that.
So you're telling me Civil War reenactors aren't like the biggest people? Like, I would back to my car before I start talking about that real quick and I switch topics. Like, my car means the world to me, and I would probably straight up run somebody over if they tried to hurt it in any way. My car is like my baby. Like, it's like my best friend. Like, it broke down in another state last year, and I was like super screwed up about it.
Tactical visor activated.
So you're telling me that Civil War reenactors aren't like the biggest people for false identities? I feel like they would be the biggest people for false identities. They like are basically role-playing all the time. They're never themselves. They're always like Jim Duggan from Edgar, North Carolina. Who died in 1752 when a mortar round landed on his head.
This is not.
But he was actually bitten by a rattlesnake. I didn't even know. So they stream Civil War reenactments. This sounds cool. It sounds like something I'd be into. I do love history, but I did not know this. I want to be a Civil War reenactment. What to be a Civil War reenactment live streamer. Damn. One more hit there matters. I am looking at some new games though. I'm really looking at Warframe quite heavily to stream that. I'm trying to find something that I can... Gigantic was basically my baby. And with it going away next week, I need to find something else to replace it. And Overwatch is definitely... Overwatch is just too saturated. There's too many people streaming it. I'd rather stream something that's a little bit more niche, has a little bit more breathing room for me as a creator. I really want to do Anthem when that comes out. So I'm really heavily looking at Anthem. I will probably definitely give Anthem a try to like, because I think Anthem's going to be pretty nichey because I don't think a lot of people are going to want to do content for a game that is all PvE. I know a lot of people do.
Thank you.
Also, it doesn't have like a built-in audience already because like it's not like when Monster Hunters came out, that was all PvE, but there was already a bunch of people doing Monster Hunter stuff. And so I'm really hoping this.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
Anthem has a little bit more wiggle room since it doesn't have a previous base. Hey guys, so today I am going to rant about Glass, the trailer for Glass. How's everybody doing? We're going to talk about Glass. So, Glass is the sequel in the trilogy to Unbreakable and it's kind of hard to remember these things when you're actually playing. And Split. I always forget Split for some reason. I don't know why. So Split was the movie that came out with the guy that plays Professor X last year, the year before. He has a split personality, and he can turn in like 30 different people. And Unbreakable is a movie with Bruce Willis from like 10 years ago, where he's basically unbreakable, and he uses that to become a superhero. He has slight super strength. So I like Unbreakable quite a bit. Split was okay to me. It wasn't like the greatest movie in the world. It was solid. It was worth one view, I guess. It entertained me for a Saturday morning when I went to see it. And so this new movie is like the third one, and it's going to tie those two movies together. And Bruce Willis's character is going to fight the character from Split, and he's going to be the villain in it. And it's supposedly going to tie up the cliffhanger from Unbreakable. So, the trailer was good. It's very cut montagey towards the end. The beginning is establishing it. The three main characters are in like an insane asylum, and this lady's saying, "You guys believe you're a superhero, and you know, you're just insane." And I'm pretty torn on it. It's yes. So I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I'm excited about it because of the Unbreakable part. I'm not excited about it because of the Split part. And so I'm really kind of sitting in the middle ground. The trailer looks really solid. The action in the movie looks like it's going to be solid. But the other two movies are very dialogue and drama heavy, so I can't really get too excited about the action stuff that we're seeing. It feels like it's just trying to sell the movie with that, and that's not what it's going to be about. But I am curious to see how they end up in this insane asylum, and I am curious to see just how this movie's going to play out, because I feel like there could be something really special there and really fun there for this really grounded superhero world, and I'm really excited to see how that works. So, there you go, one rant down. So the next rant will be Fantastic Beasts. I just want to talk about all these. There's so many great Comic-Con trailers. Ta-ta, Mr. Survivalist. I will talk to you later. Thank you for stopping by, sir. It was a pleasure talking to you. I haven't talked to you in so long. Tips and advice and stuff on reenactments and just history on their units and some of the videos. Most about reenactors that wear sneakers, sunglasses, etc. Huh, that's interesting. So they're like me, they like to complain about things. That's exciting though.
I will prove myself.
Ta-ta, survivalist. I'm not inactive. I swear I'm not. How did I get involved with a team that is basically already losing? Oh. Zenyatta. Thanks, Zenyatta. Should have popped my ultimate. Gosh darn it! Son of a gun! Wow, that is really far off the screen.
I can do better than that.
Let's adjust that back in. I don't think it's going to get much longer than Fantastic Beasts, though. I really don't.
The iris.
Surrender to my defeat.
There it goes. Ah, we lost.
Play of the game.
No one can hide from my sight.
No.
Epic.
Wonderful.
When you have headset problems in the middle of your stream. How's everybody doing? Oh, trying to get that headset to reconnect. There we go. Oh well, I'll take that off for now.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Welcome!
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
I don't know if it's this controller or the headset. Because I have it up all the way right now, it should be like stupid loud.
I will be your shield.
I'm gonna hate it if it gets stupid loud. No, okay, here we go.
I can't wait to see you all in action.
Bing, bang, boom.
Get in there.
Ah, man, it's been such a good weekend, though. I haven't done anything all weekend, but that's been kind of nice. I've been pretty busy the last, like, 3 weeks.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Last minute check. Everyone squared away?
It's my privilege to lead you into battle.
I just wanted to play.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
Take some armor. Oh, I'm getting good at this.
Got him. Haha, I got him, but I died. I should probably switch back to Zenyatta, but oh well.
Ready for more.
Here we go.
Jag fixar dig. Håll lite skydd.
God damn it. Should have seen that coming. That was me being dumb.
Let's get you back in the fight. Thanks, Angela. I will shield you. Take some armor.
I'm claiming this objective.
Feel better soon. Armoring you up. This is not bad. I'm taking the point. My shield's up. Much better. Behind you.
Escort the payload.
Woo!
Let's keep it moving. No place to go but up. Take some armor. We still need you. Best
Excuse me for dropping in.
Do 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 do. Ooh, the Old West.
damage increase. Now we're in business. Get them on stop. Hold it to creep. Giving you a little extra.
Might as well try to get my money's worth.
Enemies coming right forward. Rally to me! Damage amplified.
Forward, fake to the left.
Payload is on its way. You might want to keep your distance.
Barrier access.
There we go.
You'll take a damage.
Damn it. There we go.
Thanks, Angela. This? I got you covered. My barrier can take much more. Yup.
Damn it.
Heroes never die.
Doing good there for a second. Let's move my drinks over here.
That wasn't the plan.
That was not the plan. Oh no!
Hold it to creep.
Damn it.
Teammate.
Baron.
Practice makes perfect. Not to mention some bumps and bruises.
42 seconds. We'll be doing the Fantastic Beasts rant. So.
This is not the time.
There we go.
Everyone heal up.
Everyone heal up.
Get behind me.
Form up on the payload. Move it out.
Step on.
I'm on fire.
Take some armor.
Warm up on the payload.
The payload has reached the objective.
There we go.
You might want to keep your distance. Armoring you up.
You do you.
Protect the payload. Catching you up. Rally to me.
Enemies detected.
Heroes never die.
Natural selection.
There we go.
Smarts.
Call it a quick. Oh, payload moving out. Keep it coming.
Here we go. So, Fantastic Beasts released a new trailer, and it's pretty action-heavy. They set up his stuff with Dumbledore and him being a student a little bit better. They established their connection a little bit better in this trailer,
Giving you a little.
which I liked. I thought that was a really good thing to have in there, because I like trailers can't just be all action, and I feel like too many trailers rely heavily on bang, boom, the action shots.
Play of the game.
And that's really what Fantastic Beasts has done with their last few trailers. We got some shots of the returning characters, which I'm excited to see. We got a few lines of dialogue from Johnny Depp, which was interesting, and I'm kind of excited to see. Not the biggest Johnny Depp fan, but if he's going to be there, he might as well, you know, get some time on screen. I was kind of curious to see how they were going to play it with some of the stuff that's gone on with him lately. And it seems like now that some of that stuff has cooled down, they're kind of letting him back into the spotlight for advertising. But I am not the biggest Johnny Depp fan, but I'm curious to see what he'll do in this role. I really hope he doesn't take it too extreme and too weird. I hope he does play it a little bit serious, being the character that he is. I'm excited to see some of the new animals, though. We got some shots of some new mystical, fantastic beasts.
Welcome.
And I'm super excited to see those, because that's the best part of the last movie. And that's really what sold me on the new franchise, was this idea of exploring that world and seeing sort of the wildlife and some of the more strange and unusual parts of that world. It wasn't just, yeah, here you go, you know, spells again. It was, let's take another look at this wizarding world. You know, you've seen spells, you've seen that stuff. Now let's explore some of the wildlife and see some of the uniqueness in that perspective. And that's really what sold me, was this part of the world that we hadn't seen before. And so I hope they keep focusing on that. I'm so afraid that them trying to follow this huge plot line with the Grindelwald stuff is just gonna distract them from the Fantastic Beast part of this franchise, and I don't want that to happen. And the trailers make me feel 50-50 on it. I feel like they're splitting their attention 50-50 on the Fantastic Beasts stuff right now. And I'd rather them dig in deeper on that. I'd rather see a movie about him trying to save the last unicorn/hippopotamus than, you know, a movie about him trying to stop Grindelwald. But we'll see. I ain't gonna pass judgment too early right now. The trailer was okay. I like the new action shots. I like seeing some of the new creatures, some of the returning creatures. I'm glad to see that I'm sure they're holding some of those creatures back for later on. But yeah, so that's basically my rant on the Fantastic Beasts trailer from Comic-Con. I thought it was good, and for the most part, I am excited about this movie. I did like the first one quite a bit. So yeah. Here, let's go.
I'll show them.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
There we go. So, next rant up will be Titans rant. I'm going to rant about that trailer. Oh boy, so many things to say about that Titans trailer. That's going to be a good one because I have a lot to complain about. We're back in the game. There goes my sound again.
Shield's taking damage. My barrier can't take much more. Armoring you up.
Frustrating. And somebody else is on Zenyatta, so I ain't getting off this character.
This is all part of the learning process. Shield holding. Take cover.
There we go.
Might want to keep your distance.
Somebody get him out of here.
Good as new.
There we go.
Turning defense into offense. I will shield you.
Tactical visor activated.
Follow the creep.
There we go. Pushing back a little bit now. Now we're getting our footing a little bit. Kind of had us off balance when I first, whoa. Thank you for not paying attention. And just when I was saying we had our footing. How terrible.
Practice makes perfect. Not to mention some bumps and bruises. I need healing. That should be better.
Tranquility.
I assume what he's gonna do is probably end up trying to chase me down. I don't know why I just walked into that. There we go.
Giving you a little extra. Rolling to me.
Let's get this thing moving in reverse.
Ya fixaré.
Watch your back sides.
Shield holding. My shield's up. Mecha activated.
backup noise. Ah!
I got you covered.
I need some backup at the backup.
Nice one.
Be a cold day in hell before I let you kill me. Keep some armor. Tracer really needs some armor. I about called her Trip. Which is funny because she basically is the Overwatch person.
I've been working on that.
I'm basically not. Ow.
Giving you a little extra.
Come on.
I will shield you. Take some armor. Some cops on me.
Sniper, don't get caught.
Come on, car. Back up a little bit faster.
Jesse McCree?
You up.
Cowboy.
动住，不洗澡。
Uh-oh.
Catching you up. Rally to me.
Experience tranquility.
You might want to keep your distance.
30 seconds remaining.
If we hold them here, we win.
30 seconds. That's all we gotta do.
Get behind me. Giving you a little extra.
10 seconds remaining.
There we go.
Call it a quick.
There we go.
I'm ready to initiate self-destructing.
Victory.
Oh, snap. Look at that.
Play of the game.
Was it me? I can tell you that. I had some decent plays, but I wasn't playing the game.
Nerf this.
It's always Diva's ultimate.
Triple
Like myself. I deserve it. I participated in almost over 25% of the kills. I feel like that's a good amount of the kills to be participating in. If you're going to participate in any amount of kills, that's a good amount. So, let's see. Today we've ranted about Glass. We've ranted about Fantastic Beasts, which for some reason I wrote down as Fantastic Best.
Welcome to Blizzard.
Titans. We're about to do Titans. Titans gonna be exciting. I'm so excited to rant about Titans. Oh my god. What is there not to say about that trailer? That is a thing.
Select your hero.
That is a thing that, well, I guess you'll find out my opinion on it in about 30 seconds. Not a minute and 30 seconds. Oh boy. Oh no, I don't want to be a big stupid gorilla. Let's go with Brigitte again. Let's go with carbon fiber. Yeah, let's go with carbon fiber.
I will be your
Sexy
shield.
black and blue. One minute until I get a rant about that Titans thing. That's Titans. Oh boy.
Attackers incoming in
30 seconds.
Last minute check. Everyone squared away?
For optimal chance of survival,
So we're all just gonna sit back here? Okay. I would rather leave as much room between them and their objective as possible, but sure, let's all just cluster up back here, whatever.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective.
Whatever.
Engaging the enemy.
My task is not complete.
Ah, now we're all on the other thing.
You might
You
want
do not escape the mace.
from me. Keep far from it.
Ah, 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 ah. That was fun. Oh no.
All patched up.
I don't want to be rocked down that Aquaman.
Get in there. Turning defense into offense. Get behind. Rally to me. Turning defense into offense. Feel better.
There we go. There we go.
Here you go.
Justice reigns from above.
Coming up.
There you go, McCree. Have some.
I've got you covered. Pull me out on this fight. I've got you.
I've got you in my sights.
Get us moved. Let's see you get past this.
There you go, sit in your ice cube.
Let me patch that up. Yep, fix it.
Oh, turn it up.
Rally to me.
Damn. That was on a nice kill streak there, too. Oh, well. That's what I get. So, Titans! Let's talk about Titans.
Back to the drawing board.
So, DC released their... Oh, God. Their wonderful trailer for their new Titans live-action thing. So, the Titans, Teen Titans show is going to be on DC's streaming service, which I can only imagine Comic-Con was basically their we need to sell this moment. So, when their streaming service kicks off, it's going to have Titans on it this fall, and it's going to have Titans on it this fall, and Young Justice next year, and the fact that they basically showed off both these at Comic-Con basically makes me think, like I said, I think this is really their let's sell this service moment, get people to subscribe to this Netflix-style service that's going to have almost nothing on it. Oh, God. And I don't think this trailer or this show is how you sell this service. I really don't. So, this is based on Teen Titans, but it's getting rid of the teen part so that it can be grittier, and more dark and adult, and the entire show is going for a more gritty adult angle to like an obnoxious degree. I don't even want to get into the character designs because they're all over the place. Beast Boy looks terrible, and they didn't even show any of his transformations, which makes me think they don't have them finished yet. Which makes me think if the CGI on them isn't finished, they're probably going to go one of two directions. Either he won't fully transform, and he'll just get the like assets of the animals, like Vixen does, or they're going to look really bad. There's no sign of Cyborg. I don't even know what to begin to say about Starfire. She looks like she's dressed like her pimp's about to come out. It's a very weird look. I just don't understand the clothing on it. Like, it feels like she's just, like, it just looks weird to me. Robin is like a detective, I guess, or a reporter or something, but he's also not Robin anymore, and the whole thing is just... The whole thing is just super messy. So, Raven is the last character that I really have to talk about. Raven looks like a child. She looks like a 2-year-old child. She's extremely young compared to the other cast members. I guess Beast Boy is kind of in her age range, but she just feels so young and like a kid. And they're going for like this dark, like, it almost looks like Sixth Sense type angle where she's like this kid with like supernatural stuff happening to her and she doesn't understand it, and Robin's gonna help her, and it's just the like most ludicrous looking thing ever. And can we talk about the fuck Batman scene? So at one point, Robin's beating up on some street thugs. He's the only one we really get to see in action in the trailer. And he's like, fuck Batman. And it's just like this ridiculous scene. Like, Tim Drake doesn't, you know, like, he doesn't always get along with Batman. But it just felt like this really unnecessary, like, super moody hormonal teen thing to say when Robin's not a super moody hormonal teen in the show. He's like a full-blown adult. He looks like he's probably pushing into his 30s. So why is he so like overly emotional about Batman at this point? I don't know. It's just the entire show just like the fuck Batman line I think just pushes it over the edge where you go, you watch the whole trailer without that and you would think, I think they're trying a little bit too hard to be dark and edgy. And then you get to the fuck Batman line and you're just like, this just cements it. Like, it definitely just shows that this entire show, they think if they go dark and edgy, people will want that. It's like DC is so stuck on the Nolan years and trying to recreate that dark, edgy realism that Nolan had that worked so well for the universe he created, that they can't get over it and just try something else. And in my opinion, outside of Nolan and what he did with Batman, I think every other DC character looks and feels best when they're being... DC characters are so godlike. So many of them are so unflawed and like just like they're all kind of like Superman to some degree, more so than a lot of Marvel heroes. And they shine when they're being cartoony and sort of over the top and good. And I know there are darker characters in DC, and I'm not trying to get to that, but you know, I think there's a way to be sort of more vibrant than what Marvel has been, and more comic booky than what Marvel has done with their movies, and to do it well. You don't need to go dark and edgy. There's a whole different direction you could go. And I feel like DC just doesn't want to go that way. I feel like they're afraid they're going to get called like childish or young, or it feels like the people that ran comic books in like the early like 70s are running things again, and they're just like, we don't want to be stigmatized as for children again. You know, this is why we went through the 80s and had all those dark, edgy comics. And it's really, really hard to care when they keep making this many mistakes. And I'm going to talk about some other DC trailers here later today. And, man, those trailers look so fantastic, but they step away from this dark, edgy stuff, and they step into the fun, sort of more energized superhero realm that just looks awesome, specifically in Shazam, which we'll talk about in a minute, and Aquaman's the same way. And I don't know why they made those changes for those. Titans hasn't been in development much longer than those movies have been, so why would you change it with those and then not change it with Titans? It's just, it's flooring me that they let this thing get as far into production as it did like this, because it looks terrible. I have seen, and I sincerely mean this, I have seen fan films, the Nightwing series that a fan did that's on YouTube that is totally free to watch, is one of the most excellent things I have ever seen, and it's 100 times better than what is on this trailer. This trailer doesn't have me excited at all. The characters all look ridiculous. I have major problems with every single one of them. There's nobody in this thing that's getting me excited. I just cannot be excited about Titan right now.
Play of the game.
Glad I was here for that play of the game. I totally remember when that happened. I was right over there to the left, I think.
Epic.
Sensational!
So the next rant will be Shazam. I'm so excited to talk about Shazam. Like, I really am. Like, Shazam is so far up there for me. I'm so excited to talk about Shazam. Out of all the trailers, Shazam is the one I'm so excited to talk about. Because Shazam is he's in my top 5. I love superheroes so much. And I have a top 5 superheroes. And it's like Doctor Strange, Hellboy, Shazam, Thor's on there, and it depends on the day. It's probably, I don't know, Spider-Man. It's normally either Spider-Man, Flash, or Spider-Man, Flash, or Captain America normally ends up being number 5.
Hold up. Yeah. So.
I mean, I already drug in Hellboy, so I guess I could drag in, like, the original Ben 10. Like, if that can be a static thing all on its own without any of the sister series they did for that show, then it would definitely probably be Ben 10.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
His greatest weapon is patience.
I'm so excited, though. So excited to talk about Shazam. I should have just went straight into the Shazam rant, because now it's going to happen in, like, the middle of me playing this, and I'm going to have to talk while I play.
1. Attackers incoming.
But yeah, Titans, just, like, nothing about that trailer felt like quality. What I get for pushing myself too far forward as a support character. Like, that was the worst place to be when they come out too. Oh, and there goes my controller, and there goes my sound. I love the fact that it takes, like, 15 seconds after my controller shuts off for my sound to randomly start up. I'm probably exaggerating, it's probably like 2 seconds, but it feels like 15. When you can't hear anything, it feels like a lot longer. We are just getting steamrolled.
Time to raise my ATM.
They're just cutting through us like Swiss cheese that's been in the microwave.
Objective lost.
This is terrible.
Stop the payload.
Stop the payload.
Today's special.
Knew that was gonna happen.
I am healed.
Additional appetite.
They just got through like 5 offensive heroes. You don't think they're gonna cut through me? Damn it. And I thought I got away with it too.
A temporary setback.
Let's try Sombra for a bit.
Everything can
Not
be
really in
hacked.
the mood to play with
And
Sombra,
everyone.
but maybe if I bring a little bit more offense to the table, we can tip things back a little.
Routing towards forward barrier.
The payload has reached objective.
Routing towards forward barrier.
Damn. It's been a while since I've played a Sombra. This probably isn't going to go as well as I'd hoped.
It's all up from here. Nerf this. Ahorita regreso.
Well, that's fantastic.
Let's get you healed up.
I'm going to shoot you down.
Be right back.
I am not as good as Fatal at playing Sombra. What are Fatal's on? I haven't even checked. We'll go open the boxes after this, and then I'll check to see if
Is
Fatal's on.
approaching its destination.
I've got you in my sights.
We are just getting rolled.
Defeat.
I'm so glad that's over. So I'm just gonna skip right into the rant here. So, that was terrible. We got smoked. Leave game. Yes, I'm sure I went to leave that game. That was terrible. So let's open this loot box real quick. Neither of them are fatal. So anyway, here's my rant on... Wow, that's weird. Should be Shazam. Here we go. So anyway, today we're gonna rant about why is it not changing? There we go. We're gonna rant about Shazam. And I'm gonna do it early because screw the timer. Anyway, so Shazam, they released this trailer for Shazam, and I've been looking forward to this because Shazam is like one of my favorite superheroes. He's normally my top 3. Shazam, aka the original Captain Marvel, and I'm so excited about it. So Shazam is a character who's a 10-year-old boy who says the word Shazam. He turns into a superhero, and that's basically the premise. Is that he turns into this sort of he has a lot of the same powers as Superman. He also has lightning thrown into that, and this looks fantastic. Like, I'm so excited about this. Like, one of my favorite superheroes, and first off, they're not doing the dark, gritty, crappy DC thing that they've done for so long. And it looks pretty faithful. I'm trying to not get overly excited because I love what I see in this trailer, but I love what I see in most DC trailers. DC, whoever they hire to do their trailers, is really, really good at it. This movie looks spot on, though. I mean, it's, you know, him getting his powers. It's clearly an origin story of him learning to use his powers. And I'm so excited about that. You know, and it just looks ridiculous. You know, it is... They're nailing... There's no, like, you know, like, oh, well, he just got his powers, but he's suddenly, like, a great superhero. It's very much a... Here's a 10-year-old kid who gets superpowers, watch him discover and try them out. And it's so ridiculous. And they said it's going to be a lot like the movie Big, but with superhero powers. That's exactly what it looks like. And it looks fantastic because of it. There's so many... I laughed through pretty much this whole trailer because it's just so great watching him, you know, charge people's phones with his electricity, and then he fries the one guy's phone, or watching him punch the pillar, or dance in his new body. You know, his reaction when his friend touches his chest lightning and it, like, shocks him, and he's like, yeah, see, I told you. Like, or him trying to fly, you know. Just, there's so many little great moments throughout this trailer. But I think the movie's really going to hinge on how good the villain is, because we didn't really get to see any good shots of the villain. And I think it's also going to hinge on the friendship between him and his friend. If these two kids cannot act, and they do not have chemistry, and they do not have chemistry together, it's gonna, the whole movie's gonna, like, hinge on that, because it really looks like that's sort of the linchpin of the movie is, can, you know, Shazam and his friend, you know, how are they you know, it is a movie about both of them to some extent from what it looks like in the trailer. You know, it might focus more on Shazam, but his friend is still going to be a huge part of that. And how, you know, how they translate on screen together is really going to be everything. And I've seen plenty of movies with full-grown adults who were actually good actors who couldn't pull off chemistry together and who couldn't pull off scenes together, and it ruined the movie because the movie was about them. So I'm so excited. It looks like a much lighter direction. The dark, gritty tone is gone. None of those weird, you know, filters they've used in the past are gone. The costume just looks fantastic. Zachary Levi as Shazam. I seriously could not ask for a better costume. It is probably one of the best costumes I've seen in a superhero movie as far as, like, really nailing the vibe of the comic book. I'm so excited about this movie. I'm really, really excited about Shazam.
Touch from afar. Take some armor.
First round. One.
Woo! There we go.
Score 1-0.
Now show them.
So many targets.
Woo, here we go. Next up will be Aquaman, guys. I have to rant about Aquaman.
Giving you a little extra.
I've been all over the place with this DC Aquaman, and I am so excited to talk about this trailer.
4, 3,
In a way that is very much the opposite of how I was excited to talk about Titan.
2. Capture the objective.
Woo, basketball! This is why they can't leave me in tight confined spaces, because I get so bored. I don't know how people just stand there at the door, like, ready to go out. Like, I'm too ADD for that. Like, I have to go over here and do this.
The objective is now active.
My ultimate is charged.
Taking my claim on the objective.
Routing tower.
Take some armor. One of the creep.
Why the Tracer?
Ultimate is charged.
Some more best for small.
Gale the Mahal.
I need to get out of here and lay some support down, but there's not enough of it. Yes, Maury is still alive. Here we go. Now we're doing good.
Maybe you should stay out of my way.
Surrender to my will. I will not
One of the creep.
Roger.
made real.
Yeah. Oh no!
Shield taking damage.
All systems checked out. No. I'm back to fight.
Woo! Victory! I love it. I deserve a little easy win after getting whooped a few times. Yes. That was a good kill. And it wasn't a day for months.
Epic.
I think it might be the first
Thanks, everyone.
time I've ever won the vote. So that feels good. Which sucks because I mean, like, I didn't do that great that match, really. I mean, I did good, but like, it wasn't like a super hard, like, you know, like in your face match or anything.
Welcome to Rialto.
God, I love this. I wonder if my controller's charged yet. I can't tell. There's no way to tell unless I unplug it, apparently. That's shitty. Let's go with that. I'm happy with that skin.
I will be your
That
shield.
skin ain't too bad, if you know what I mean. It's really not. It's not really that bad of a skin.
안녕. Hello there.
Oh, man, I knew it was gonna be a slow stream because I'm not on at my normal times.
Need healing. Hiya. Hello.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Hello.
Hi. I need healing.
Giving you a little extra.
Want to give you a little lift. Take these drugs. Don't question it. Just eat them.
Attackers incoming.
Ain't nothing better than a little pick me up, if you know what I mean. A wink, wink. Things are not going the best for us right now.
That's the soap.
Till they cross the bridge, I ain't getting them.
You'll take damage.
Hold up now.
Get behind me.
Woo! Love being up here.
Affirmative.
You might want to
Damn it. Goddamn Junkrat. How dare he. Oh man.
back in the
Get
fight.
back out there. Man, we were getting beat.
Take some armor. That feels good.
Damn. Got one of them off. That sounded wrong. I got one of them off the map. I killed one of them. I cleaned it up. You're off. That doesn't sound right.
This is
Probably
all
should have
part
said
of
it
the learning
differently than
process.
that. Oh well.
The payload
Yeah.
has reached the checkpoint.
I might have to switch to Zenny.
Valkyrie shot.
My barrier can't take much more. Giving you a little extra.
Hold up now.
Get behind me.
All systems checked out.
Oh, I'm dead. Yep, saw that coming.
Step right
Can't figure out why we're losing.
This
Besides
is all
me
part
sucking.
of the learning process. That's the soap.
Should have rotated and tried to knock her into the river. Would have been a smart thing to do. Is any open? Yeah, there's any.
That was
True self is without form.
It's hand.
High noon! A time of day. But not at this particular time, and it's not a time of day. Who needs help? Anybody need help? You need help.
Open your mind.
How about we all stay away from that? And heal everybody at the same time.
Meta activated.
was doing good. How dare they? That's what I get for not paying attention.
Adversity is an opportunity for
I bet you do need healing.
I need healing.
Congratulations. Y'all stop doing stupid stuff.
I've got you in my sights.
Damn it. I gotta be alive and I gotta be near you. Darn it.
The cycle begins anew.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
No.
This will restore you.
Adversity is an opportunity for change. Be one with the universe. It's time.
Activating self-destruct sequence. What on my highlight reel? I'm back in the fight. I need healing.
Experience tranquility. The shadow of doubt.
I've got you in my sights.
We all represent unfulfilled potential.
Wasn't doing too bad. Wasn't doing too bad at all.
Pain is an excellent teacher.
Pain is an excellent teacher.
Experience tranquility.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Yay!
Need healing.
Is an
Yeah, that would
excellent
require me
teacher.
being out there.
Step rider.
60 seconds remaining.
Oh, they went. There we go. long as my controller's charged, I'd much rather play uncorded.
Play of the game.
Honey six.
It's time.
Triple
Damn! That was a good play from that person.
epic.
Mighty fine.
That was good. So anyway, it is time to talk about Aquaman, I think. Why it's not showing up, I don't know. It was just there,
Welcome
that's
to
weird.
reality.
So anyway, Aquaman trailer finally dropped. I've been so excited about this because Wonder Woman was a thing. Wonder Woman worked. Nothing else they've done has. So, what do you say about Aquaman? I'm 50-50. Like, I was so 50-50 on him because James Wan has done horror stuff. What was he going to bring to this? It could be interesting, or it could be more Zack Snyder, let's get dark and gritty crap, because that's what horror normally is. And if that's the angle DC wants, a horror director might have been the person to do it, but this is not that. This is fantastic. James Wan knocks it out of the park. I don't know how you cannot enjoy this trailer. It's so good. Jason Momoa is so fantastic. He's so fun. He's got so much charisma. The guy is just fantastic to watch. And he looks like he's going to bring such a refreshing take to Aquaman, to this character that people don't take seriously. And like, this could be a really good movie. We get little hints of Black Manta in here, who the costume on Black Manta looks fantastic. It looks comic accurate. Like, it's fantastic. I like Black Manta as a character they could have easily changed, and they didn't. And I'm glad for it, because he looks awesome. He looks on point. Jason Momoa is Aquaman. We don't get to see a lot of Mira, so I don't want to get excited about her. It looks like they're going to be together a lot throughout this movie, him and Mira, and so the movie could really hinge on how well Jason Momoa and her have chemistry. Again, it's like Shazam, you know, if you're going to put another person in this movie who the character is going to have to play off of in almost every single scene, you're going to need them to have good chemistry and to get along, and Mira is really his gateway into being Aquaman, because this is an origin story. This is him going back to Atlantis for the first time, taking the throne from his brother, trying to stop a war. The visuals in this look fantastic. The under the sea fights look fantastic. All the creatures and animals under the sea, the world they've created under the sea just looks fantastic. The little bit of stuff that was on land even looked fantastic, especially the stuff with Black Manta on land. Just, this whole thing just screamed so awesome. And I'm like I said, it's really going to depend on him and Mira. Can they sell this movie? Because if they're the people that are in almost every scene, and they're the two that have to sell every scene and sell it together, we don't get a lot of them talking in the trailer. There's like a scene towards the end where there's not a lot of scenes of them having, like, there's a lot of scenes where, you know, one of them talks and then it cuts to a different scene, but we don't really see any scenes in the trailer, or at least multiple scenes, where one of them says something, the other one responds, and they have a back and forth. We don't even get a small hint of that, really, which I'm not too worried, because Jason Momoa is a pretty charismatic guy. He seems to have good charisma with almost everybody he works in movies with, which is always like a wonderful, wonderful trait. He's like The Rock in that way, but I like him more than The Rock. But yeah, he always gets along. Like, he always seems to have a really good energy. Like, he always feels like he's trying to pull this happiness out of people whenever he's around them, and just the way he talks and his charisma. You know, so I'm not worried about his half. I'm more worried about how Mira is going to react in response, because she is his bridge into this world. She's kind of the spider that bites Peter Parker in a way, you know. She's the thing that comes along that makes, you know, she's the dead Uncle Ben of Aquaman in this scenario. You know, Uncle Ben, you know, she's just imagine dead, if Uncle Ben was dead and up walking around and telling Peter to be a superhero. That's, you know, a zombie Uncle Ben is exactly what Mira is. I mean, she is the motivation, the constant reminder, the thing constantly telling Peter to, well, Aquaman in his case, to go out and be a superhero and to take up this throne and to remind him that he's going to be good. So if it fails, it's, you know, they need to have that chemistry, and I'm not too worried about it, really. Because everything else looks so fantastic, and I said this with Shazam, I don't want to get excited because DC, they're really good at making trailers, and then the movie not feeling anything nearly as quality as the trailer. But I'm not worried about Aquaman for some reason. I think Aquaman could be the first DC movie since Man of Steel that I really enjoy. Like, I might enjoy it more than Man of Steel, because right now, looking at these trailers, it looks much more up my alley. Will that be the case in the end? I don't know. But we'll see. I'm excited. I am stupid excited for Aquaman. How are you guys feeling about it? I'm excited about everything DC showed outside of their... I mean, because we could talk about Young Justice, too. Young Justice threw down a trailer, and I guess this could be the Young Justice rant, since I didn't plan on doing one of those. The trailer for that, I'm so torn, because I don't think you would create a trailer for the other 2 seasons that would get me excited either, because I've seen trailers for the other 2 seasons, and they didn't excite me. And the story out of the gate on this season doesn't look that exciting to me. Like, oh, there's some kids that have powers, and they're on, you know, and they're getting trafficked, and Young Justice is gonna come in and, like, save them. Like, because 50% of the Young Justice trailer that they showed at Comic-Con was basically a flashback to what happened in the previous 2 seasons. So you were caught up, and then, like, the last, like, because it's like a 3-minute trailer. And so, like, the first minute and 50 seconds, or, like, 2 minutes or so, is basically just them catching you up. And then you have, like, 1 minute of new stuff. And it basically lays the groundwork that there's this foreign European country, that there's a prince and a princess, and metahumans with special abilities are getting trafficked into this country, and the prince and the princess have abilities, and the princess disappears, and Young Justice kind of comes in to do their thing, and it's not really a super exciting sell on that particular part of the story. So I'm trying to not be negative about it, because like I said, the stories in the Young Justice season, they're very long-winded in the sense that they gain momentum very slowly. They're like a freight train. They start out and you're just kind of like, this is okay. This is pretty generic, you know, it's nothing too special. And then by the end of the season, you're always like, this is great, this is fantastic, this is such a good story. The characters are deep. The plot line gets so much deeper. There's always so much more going on than what the surface shows. And it gets me really excited because, you know, the trailer excites me because it lets us know it's coming. It lets us, you know that this just isn't a fluke. It's something that they actually have in production, which up until this point, I don't know if I really believed it was in production. They kept saying it was, but I don't know if I believed it. And so being able to, like, actually see footage is just like, it's everything that I really wanted for right now. Even if that footage isn't like the most exciting stuff, I wish they'd had some new heroes, some new shots of some new heroes we hadn't seen before. Maybe a few more returning heroes. I'm so torn on the returning. Like, I wish there had been more like group shots of them together. Maybe a little bit of the, because the trailer takes a turn for the pretty serious for most of it, and it would have been fun to see some of the like wittier, funnier stuff thrown in there. But so far, I like what I see. I don't hate what I see. It's not getting me overly excited. based on what I saw in the trailer, but it's getting me overly excited just in the fact that we're finally seeing something of Young Justice. We're finally getting a show that was so unjustly canceled and deserves more time than it got, and it's so great to see this show coming back. Damn it. Should have been paying attention. That's what I get for ranting. I would go on a rant and I, you know, lose track of... Man, I lost... not paying attention to that,
excellent
turret back there.
teacher.
Healing stream engaged. Move back.
I should have activated my, my ultimate. Open your mind,
I'm here.
and your body will follow. We should make a version of Zenyatta that has a mustache.
Experience tranquility. The shadow of doubt.
You need health. Everybody's got full health.
Is the sure I am on fire,
Overtime.
but an extinguisher is
Some just looks soft.
Victory.
Woo! That's so exciting. So,
Play of the game.
Justice reigns.
Traveling to Horizon Luna Colony.
so excited. But yeah, I'm so excited. Like, DC just nailed this Comic-Con for me in so many ways. Outside of Titans, which I feel like is such a big letdown and such a big failure on its own. You know, and we had rumors going into this that they were thinking about rebooting the original Teen Titans cartoon, which would have been fantastic to see. I think that would have just sold me over the moon. But other than that, other than Titans, which just felt like Titans feels like the culmination of everything they've done wrong up until this point that they've been doing wrong these last 10 years, where they've just been pushing so hard for this dark, edgy, gritty angle that it just feels like that whole thing is coming to a head. Titans is the worst of the worst of them doing that. So outside of that, which clashes so much against everything else that we saw, where everything else that we saw really is vibrant and full of energy and has good action and good humor and, you know, good, strong heroes who are well developed, who aren't just dark and edgy and that's how they're developed. This feels like such a good direction for them to be going. And it just kind of feels like Titans is that leftover sort of whatever they had left over from what they were previously doing, and they're just getting rid of it because it's there. And so it's good to see them, you know, come out with such a strong showing this Comic-Con of stuff that's coming. You know, we really didn't get anything from Marvel at Comic-Con.
Be careful.
they didn't show off Captain Marvel trailer, which honestly surprised the hell out of me. Because at this point we don't really, there's nothing else big before Captain Marvel, so I was kind of expecting them to drop at least like a teaser trailer for like the general public, and they didn't.
My ultimate is charging.
I mean, we didn't, like, not even a new Teen Titans Go trailer was, like, released this week, so it's just, not that I was excited about that, but I mean, it's kind of in their balloon of things. We got more from Disney this week, in general, than we did Disney as Marvel. I'm ready to unleash the dragon too. You know what I mean?
I see a sniper.
I got shot. I should have paid attention. But you know, I kind of was expecting more from Marvel this week. Like I would have expected at least a little something.
I claim the objective.
You know, and maybe they showed off more stuff in their panel that I didn't read about. But I was really expecting more, like, I don't know, photo drops, like at least more photo drops, like to the general public for Captain Marvel, if not at least a teaser trailer, because they don't really have anything else coming out between, you know, now and Captain Marvel. From what I heard, they dropped a new trailer for Spider-Man, for Enter the Spider-Verse, and Venom. But both those were behind closed doors, and I haven't seen anything about them getting released to the public. Which I always think is a wrong move. You know, you release the stuff to the Comic-Con attendees, and then maybe you do like a slightly like smaller version of the same trailer and release it to the public. I think is the smartest way to play Comic-Con. And I think it really cuts back on those people that want to, like, go in there and, like, videotape the trailers. Because then, you know, either that or you have people that are going to release, you know, these crappy versions of the trailers that are, like, shot on their iPhones. Howdy, Tryhard. How you been, my good friend? I know, sir. I've been busy. Also, I've been really trying to reevaluate what I'm doing with the channel. Hence the fancy timer that you can't see all the time, but it's there. I need to. That has to do with, I think, the frame rate on it, and I really need to figure out how to fix it.
Overconfidence is a flimsy shield.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Anyway, how you been, sir? What you been up to while I've been on my hiatus? Trying to figure out what I'm doing with the channel. I'm actually going to do a vlog about what I'm doing with the channel. But the gist of it is that I was really, really active for about a month. And I thought it would kind of help the channel get back on track, and I was feeling good about it. And at the end of that month, basically, the channel hadn't done absolutely anything. Like, we hadn't moved numbers at all. And it had me pretty down, and so now I'm trying to refocus the channel 100% gaming, and then while we game, we're also going to rant about things. Basically, I'm going to take the whole rants section of the channel, and I'm going to move it into the gaming section of the channel. So I'm just going to do my rants live while I'm live streaming, and then I'm going to cut them out later and post them up as individual videos. But I hope that kind of takes the rant, because there's two communities really that exist on my channel. There's the people that come here for the rants, and the people that come here for the live stream. You don't want to play, by the way, Tryhard, because I would totally be down for that. I could use a teammate. I'm glad you're maybe hopefully offering.
I'm on fire.
Are you offering? That would be fantastic. Quite splendid, quite splendid. but really, there's two communities within my YouTube channel, and the problem is that I can't really give my rant. The people that want rants from this channel and want me to do reactions to trailers and stuff, I can't do them with my new job. Like, it's impossible. To do them and get actual views and to be popular doing that, you basically have to do it like as soon as the trailer drops. And I don't have the ability to do that because I'm way too freaking busy to come home and do a trailer, you know, 5 days a week. Yay! Try Hard's coming. So anyway, I decided, you know, let's focus in. Let's, you know, I can still do rants, but let's tie them in with gameplay and maybe let's see how that goes. That's different from what I was doing. Maybe watching the gameplay plus hearing the rant at the same time will kind of bring the two halves together. And maybe get me some people that would normally watch, normally wouldn't watch a trailer reaction will watch a trailer reaction from the channel because there's gameplay there, and maybe some people that wouldn't watch the gameplay stuff will come for the trailer rant and watch the gameplay stuff and end up watching more gameplay stuff. And so I'm hoping I can tie it together a little bit more. But as of now, all the other old rants are off the channel, so. It's interesting. Yay! Let me drop out of this game real quick. How you been, though? You been doing good? That is not what I wanted. Was I on? I thought it was on highlights. Bum, 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 bum. I'm also looking at playing a lot of, it'll probably be this. We're probably going to start playing some Destiny 2. And we're probably also going to start playing some Warframe. I've picked up Warframe over the last, like, week or so, and I'm really, really enjoying that game. Got a loot box. Surprisingly, and I had never, like, Warframe to me always sounded stupid. It always looked like the cheap, poor man's version of Destiny. But surprisingly, there's a lot more depth, there's a lot more substance there than I thought would be there. And it's really a pleasant surprise. And it's actually a lot closer to a character shooter than I thought it would be. Because, I mean, it basically is a character shooter in a way. I mean, it's a character shooter with co-op campaign, basically. You have, and some RPG aspects tied onto the back end. And so as a character shooter, in a way, you're here, right? That's that symbol up there, right? Yeah, okay. But I wanna put a little bit more time into both Destiny and Warframe before I start playing them on here. Probably do some more, I have some campaign games that I really want to do. I'm really waiting for,
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Oh, the new BioWare game, the new BioWare game to come out next spring that I can't think of the name of right now. It starts with an A. La 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 la. I'm gonna think of it as soon as I bring it up.
I will be your shield.
Don't worry, my friends. I am your shield.
Anthem! I knew it started with an A. Anthem. When Anthem comes out, I'm probably gonna hit that pretty heavily. Yeah. You know. Awesome! We got Tryhard in here now. This is gonna be great.
A chance to focus.
Oh, you'd be rocking the big dude with the shield. I'll be rocking the little dude with the shield. Little dudette. Flail out. Flail some peeps. Actually, I'm gonna switch to Zenyatta.
I could have used a little more time to get ready.
Could switch to Moria. I actually might do that.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Science
1.
will reveal.
Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
Here we go. Mean tryhard. Back on track. I am sorry though, it's just been a busy month. Like, I'll explain more of it in my vlog when I do my vlog on it. Man, it's just been crazy. So, Clone Wars dropped, so I'm actually super excited about this. So, I love the Clone Wars TV series. It's probably my favorite Star Wars thing. Just because the TV series really let them develop and sort of dig into characters.
I'm restored.
In a way that I don't think the movies really do, and it really gave us some really cool Jedi fights and some looks at planets and things in a way that we hadn't really seen in the movies. And Ahsoka Tano is probably one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars, if not my favorite character in the Star Wars universe. And she's one of those characters, like, and she might be, like, my favorite character that's like this that I've ever seen, where she's a character that I just absolutely just dislike at the beginning of that series. She's so annoying and so immature, and she ends up being, like, my favorite character in that entire series, and she's so well developed, and she has such good character development through that show. Here you go, try out, have a little help. My hand gas. And so I'm so like I can't believe that we didn't see more leaks about them bringing back Clone Wars. Like, that is my biggest surprise out of all of Comic-Con, was the fact that there was like, I did not see that coming at all. Like, my friend posted the trailer and I'm like, is this some fake fan-made thing? I'm like, don't get my hopes up, because I'm like, I will be crushed. Because normally, especially with Star Wars, when things like that happen, there's leaks. Somebody leaks it somewhere because that is such a big franchise. And so to see that that's coming back for 9 episodes is fantastic.
Faced with a setback, we must challenge our assumptions.
My problem is that it's going to be on the Disney streaming service, and I could see this being one of those things where I wait for them to do like a free, like, well, you can get 1 month free, and then I subscribe for that 1 month, and then I drop it before I have to pay for anything. Because as much as I want to see that show, I don't have any other desire to be part of it. Unless the Disney streaming service offers every single Marvel movie ever and never takes them off. And like all the Marvel TV shows, like I really don't see myself wanting to keep a subscription to like a Disney-only streaming service. If I had more kids around the house, that sounds really creepy. I don't have any kids around my house, but if I did, and I needed something to entertain them, like if I still lived at my parents' house and my nephews were around all the time, I would probably think about paying for it. But I don't have any reason to pay for a Disney-only streaming service. Also, Tryhard, you are kicking butt, sir. Good job. Yes, behind us. Damn Spencer. Have some health. Some healthy hand gas. Do 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 do. Oh, there's a tracer.
Surrender to my will. Oh.
No, try hard. Oh, you're not trying. Try hard, I thought you were the big guy. Oh, you're Zenyatta. That works. You can be my favorite character, I'll allow it. I'm crazy fingernail lady. Her fingernails drive me nuts. I really wish there was a different skin color where she did not have crazy fingernails. I really wish I had like her Black Ops skin thing. Like I really like that. That other Zenyatta dropped his ultimate at like the perfect time. Like him rushing in there to support Reinhardt was like the exact thing he needed to do. There we go.
Strength flows from you. Surrender to my will.
Moving the payload. Join me.
Your body decays.
Enemies re-engaging.
It's been there in the Take them, Karula.
There we go. This is a good game. This is a lot of back and forth. I like this. Oh. Yeah. Ow. Stay behind the shield. Why'd I go out? I'm dead. At least I got killed by his ultimate.
Perhaps a new methodology is required.
Tryhard's out there kicking butt, healing all kinds of people. Look, there you are. Floating around. Ah, I love that Zenyatta skin. I don't have it, but I love it. It's one that I very much want. Ow. Ow.
That changes my thinking. Your strength fades.
You need to learn.
I'm really bad at using Moria's other techniques.
This will improve your condition.
30
seconds is in mind.
不许走！
I got Frozen. Not the movie. I do actually have the movie. I did have the movie Frozen. I think I gave it to my nephew. I bought it when everybody was like, "Oh, Frozen is such a fantastic movie," and I was like, "I haven't seen it. I bet it must just be amazing." And I bought it, and I'm like, "This is like the most overrated movie I think I've ever seen." No, we lost, but it was a good game. Good job, Tryhard. You supported the hell out of people.
Play of the game.
This is probably where he kills me a lot. This actually might be where he kills me. No, it's not. Well, maybe it was. You get my like. You deserve it. It was a good game, though. It was a lot of good back and forth. A lot of good back and forth. I really liked that. I enjoyed that. That was the best game I've had all day. Thank you, Tryhard.
Traveling to Mumbai. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
No, 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 no.
Science will reveal the truth.
Order will be restored.
There we go. I'm actually liking Moria a lot more. That's her name, right? I don't really know. I don't really care. Fingernails McGee here. I'm liking her a lot more than I used to. Like, I like her a lot the more I use her. Tryhard saying hello. Don't say hello to me. I don't want anybody to say hello to me.
Understood.
Thanks.
Thank
you. For saying hello.
Try not to get yourselves killed out there.
No, that's what I had in mind.
Join with me.
Join with me.
5.
Don't cut your fingernails because it's not really gross looking at this lady.
Attackers in.
You know what's sad? I look at this lady and I can just hear her typing on a keyboard and it drives me fucking nuts. Drives me nuts. I can just hear her typing. Like, it is probably one of the sounds I hate most in the world is somebody with really long acrylic nails typing on a keyboard. It is way up there on the list of sounds that I hate. That and any song by One Direction. Hey guys, heal. Tryhard's being that guy now. Uh-oh. I got some healing to do. Come back here.
Armor here. Armor, come
Your
in.
power is mine. Join the Yeshu.
Where'd you go?
Armor up.
Jumping around. How can I heal you if you're jumping around?
Get over here and heal up.
Damn it. You tried, Tryhard. You tried very hard. Puns intended. Puns intended. Oh.
Perhaps a new methodology is required.
I don't even know what I did all weekend. Like, I need to go to bed at some point. And I'm not going to bed right now, Tryhard. You got me for at least a couple weeks. We'll the hell just happened to me?
Stop the payload.
I was annihilated. But I don't know what I did all like. I didn't accomplish anything around the house. I didn't do a
Perhaps new
single chore.
methodology is
No one
required.
can hide from my sight.
Every single chore I had on my list to do, even something as simple as filing the power bill I got last week, filing that. That's all I got to do. It's sitting on my desk, and it just has to. I have to open the drawer and put it in the file that it goes in. Didn't even do that. Oh no! Try hard. I'm coming.
You need to learn to focus.
Regenerating your cellular structure.
Uh-oh.
I've got you in my
I will
sights.
draw the strength from your body.
No! Ah, damn it. You're doing good. Now we're not doing good. And I'm out of tea. And I probably shouldn't
I
drink
must
more tea
reflect
because at
upon
some point
this.
I have to sleep. Because I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning. I actually forgot that I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning. I don't know how many more games I will play now. I'm gonna be so tired tomorrow. Tried to give as much healing as I could. As soon as I knew I was gonna die, I'm like, I'm just gonna heal everybody as much as I can.
We must all make sacrifices in the name of
We
science.
must all make sacrifices.
Group up with me.
No one can hide from my sight. The payload is approaching its destination.
Surrender to my will.
Uh-oh. Ride this thing backwards as far as it'll go. Oh, that's not good.
You seem in need of aid.
Yeah, she got tore down. She did not last a second. Ah! Oh, every time. I was doing so well.
When faced with a setback, we must challenge our assumptions.
Armor up.
I pass this forth.
Hide mercy, great things for you. Work hard on that.
When faced with a setback, we must challenge our assumptions.
No one can hide from my sight.
I will rebuild you.
tried. We tried pretty hard. We did good. We did pretty good. I will probably play
the game.
maybe one more game. I forgot that I have overtime this week. I have to get up early, otherwise I would stay on and I'll probably just stream later. But I'll probably play till... It's 10 right now, so I'll probably play for another half hour.
Epic.
Thumbs up to that.
Try hard, you get my like, you get my support. I got a gold healing medal. I'm fantastic. So what have you been up to, Tryhard? You been doing anything exciting with your life? I'm actually going to move up the Godzilla timer right now and be like, screw it. Nah, I'll just leave it on.
Entering the Temple of Anubis.
That's the last thing I have to rant about, though. The last awesome trailer that I'm so excited to talk about.
Select your hero.
Gloria. Super excited about it, though. Do. Why do I get the feeling it's gonna drop the match and kick us out?
Attackers incoming.
Because it probably
in 30
will.
seconds.
Oh, it's probably what's gonna happen, isn't it?
I'm the ultimate crushing machine.
Oh well. We can't say we didn't try.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend
How am I
objective
not?
A. Your safety is my primary concern.
It wouldn't let me in the game. I'm coming. Gotta try hard. Kill streak too. What a shame. What a shame.
Team kill. I'm still new at this. Unauthorized personnel detected at the objective.
Localized, blah 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 blah.
Objective lost. New defense team. Objective B.
Surrender to my...
I must rejoin my team. For your safety, please remain behind the barrier. Don't move. Cease your resistance.
Darn it! Snuck up on me. She got me. She got me from behind. So Godzilla, Godzilla trailer came out for Godzilla 2, and I have to say, I really think they're nailing this. If you want to Americanize Godzilla, like the first one was good, right? Like the first one was okay. It was pretty solid. It could have used a little bit more screen time for Godzilla himself. Or, you know, better monster fights than constantly cutting away to news footage. And I think it looks like they've taken a lot of what they showed here was not that. I mean, it didn't show that stuff in the trailers for the first one either. But I really get the feeling the tone seems a lot darker, a lot more gritty, and it seems a lot more in your face. It seems they've figured out a way to tell the human story and the monster story and not have them conflict so much like they did in the first one, where it felt like the human story was kind of unnecessary. Like maybe there's a little bit more depth to it this time, because like the first time around, you get like halfway through the movie, and you know, like it's Bryan Cranston, and then like after like 10 minutes he's dead, and then you know it's actually after like a half hour, and then you know, then they change to his son, and it kind of bounces between his son and his son's life, and you never really feel attached to anybody or the story that's going on with anybody in particular. And it seems like they've solved a lot of the problems that went on with how they told the story in the first one, the action of the first one. Saw that coming. And this one just looks like, and I shouldn't get excited. This trailer was mostly human stuff. They teased the hell out of monsters though in this one. Looks like we're gonna see a lot of series classic monsters return, and that's really, really, really exciting. Like I'm
Resistance.
Darn it. We're lost. But I'm really excited to see these series classic monsters return. I'm really, because when the action was good in the last movie, it was amazing to watch. That final fight between Godzilla and the other creature in the last movie was just like, it was so awesome to watch that. You know, that's what, when you're watching the old movies and you're, you know, using your imagination to fill in the blanks with those rubber suits, that's what you've always wanted to see. And it's gonna be so cool to see Godzilla plus some of those really classic creatures come back to fight him in this one. I'm so excited. And it looks like maybe they're creating like an overarching story for what's going on with the planet and like Earth in general. And so, because it's this movie, and then the next movie after this in the series is, I believe it's King Kong versus Godzilla. Because I believe it's Godzilla, King Kong, Godzilla 2, King Kong versus Godzilla. And I'm stupid excited about King Kong versus Godzilla. But I think I'll be, you know, like, I'm so lukewarm on the first two movies. But I think they're moving, like, after watching King Kong, they fixed a lot of the problems from Godzilla going into King Kong. So I'm hoping they continue that path of just making every movie better and learning their lessons. Because this could be a really special movie universe if they continue to just like improve themselves every single movie.
Science will reveal the truth.
And so far they've been doing that.
The true
I
struggle
spray you
is
with
for
my
the
hand.
superiority of ideas.
Well, that's all the rants that I had planned for today. So that's
Make defeat
pretty exciting that I got all those done.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
For optimal chance of
Attack will
survival,
commence in 30
stay in
seconds.
range of my barriers.
Now I can focus in on the gameplay.
I grow tired.
Zenyatta! I love that green and black skin. It's so Razor. It really is. It's like, ah, it looks just like my mouse.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
Is a sniper. This game needs a really like strong Australian, ridiculously Australian male character. That's what they should have made the hamster guy. They should have just made him like ridiculously Australian, that little hamster.
Regenerating your cellular
As a
structure.
throwback to Chippendale Rescue Rangers, of course, and Monty, who is probably the strongest rodent character in any media ever.
Behind the barrier.
Boy, some pepper jack.
Enemy visual equipment. Requesting healing.
I would love to heal you. You can request all you want.
Injured again.
I can't heal much more though until my I'm basically dead.
I'm restored.
And use his.
I will rebuild you.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Clearing the area.
Your body decays. Repairing the damage. Surrender to my will. This was the expected conclusion. My condition is improved. I'm restoring.
Cease your resistance.
There we go.
I'm on fire. Please do not contact me.
And Arissa moving up the side, pushing it up.
Control of the objective. Any resistance will be dispersed.
Hi, back here.
Initiating objective capture.
Your power.
Darn it. Oh. Doing so good too. Doing so good.
I must reflect upon this.
It was a good push. Damn it. Ah. Looks like he has a bird nest on his back.
That changes my thinking.
Yeah, a seagull's gonna fly up and like land on him.
60 seconds remaining.
I am restored.
My barrier's down. Ah! My barrier's down.
30 seconds remaining. Team up for special
No!
attack.
Soldier 76,
Oh,
reporting
man.
for duty.
Perhaps a new methodology is required.
Perhaps. Or perhaps not.
Get your head down or lose it.
Ah, yeah, we pushed in.
Justice reigns from above.
Get over here.
Surrender to my will.
Ah!
Objective A captured. Commence attack on objective B.
Damn it.
Yeah, yeah. Last minute push. We did it.
Your strength fades. The power of destruction. This will improve your condition. Bonjour, Glagger.
Junkrat primed and ready.
Not ready. Spins it again.
Resistance.
Ow. That's what I get for ducking my head out to see where they're at. My bad. Shouldn't have done that.
I've got you in my
We must
sights.
all make sacrifices in the name of science.
Ow. I walked out at exactly the wrong time. Come on, straw.
At your service.
Hit him with your straw wheel.
Surrender to my will.
Into the iris.
Sniper.
Regenerating the cellular structure.
Hand miss.
Your body decays. My will made real. I cast this forth. Touch from afar.
What got me? Ah, that's what got me.
That changes my thinking.
Sombra online.
Hey, our Triard. I was just thinking, where the hell Triard go? I haven't seen him.
Orisa online.
This is my will.
I've got you in my sights.
Sniper! Must be correct.
Justice reigns from above.
I'm securing the objective. Anyone want to join?
Your strength fades.
Taking the objective. A little help would be appreciated.
Darn it.
Perhaps a new methodology is required.
I heal much. I heal many things.
60 seconds remaining.
Surrender to my will. Find their weakness and claim the objective. Touch me. Restoring you.
30 seconds remaining.
Clock ticking. Attack! Attack!
Ah, you got screwed up.
I am securing the objective.
Damn it. Ah, damn Widow.
Defeat.
Oh, we tried.
Play of the game.
We'll try hard. That was my last game. I'm off. We didn't do too bad. We lost, but we at least, you know, I think we put up a good fight every game. Well, try hard. Have a good night. Hopefully I'll be streaming more often now, sir. Thank you for coming out and playing with me. Did I not hit leave game? Hit leave game. Thank you for coming out and playing with me. Thank you for everybody who watched the stream. Thank you for everybody who's watching the stream after the fact. Just thanks everybody in general. Have a good night, and SnappyDude out, y'all. Bye.